Hey everybody, Dave here. Hope you're having an awesome day. So, I've been playing around with dioramas and actually trying to get a little bit better at them, and I want to play around with, can I make what looks like broken concrete out of this pink styrofoam? So, come on, let's do it. So really quick, I want to show you one of my failures. I took some blank pieces of styrofoam and coated them with a slurry of concrete. But when it dried, they actually just crumbled off. And so I thought, well, if I coat it with this Mod Podge, it will actually hold everything together. In actuality, the end result was this awful looking plastic phony rock thing. So I want to show you my solution to fixing this. Putting a little bit of texture on there. And I'm going to take this fine concrete that I got at Home Depot. It was like $5 or $6. And I'm going to take this nylon material and I'm going to use that to help filter out some of the larger rocks in there. Coating it with a Mod Podge. After I coat it, then I'll take the cup with the nylon material stretched over and just dust this little piece of foam, almost like sprinkling a little powdered donut. I did also take like a watered down glue mixture and coated all of them just to help hold everything together. So for the gray, I just ended up using this primer because I had it. I've been working with it for another project. But you could also use like a flat paint, a lighter gray. It doesn't really matter. It's just kind of the final look you're going for. I'm going to use this Game Wash. I want to show you the acrylic paint. And then I'm also going to use shoe polish. So I'm going to do 3 different techniques just to show you the results of them. And I think you'll find it pretty interesting that they're not that much different. The Game Wash is a little bit more pricey. I'm not being super careful about this. I'm actually letting the wash that's building up on my fingers touch, and it kind of pools up in different areas. That's okay. Concrete oftentimes has these weird little blotches and stains, so I have no problem with this at all. So there's the first piece. I'll take some shoe polish here. I'm kind of just squeezing some of that out onto this little lid. And then I will coat this little piece here with the shoe polish. Again, I'm being kind of random with the brush, not really concerned about if it's blotchy or anything like that. Taking a paper towel, patting it down a little bit. There was a couple areas where I thought, I could use a little bit more, so I'll just tap on a little bit more. Again, take the paper towel, blot it off, we're good to go. Now I'm taking some acrylic paint. I'll mix a little bit of water in there, and ratio, have no clue. It's just kind of what looked right to me. And I just watered it down and brushed it on. Now it looks like it's going on pretty thick, but it is pretty watery, and I think you'll see once I pat it down with the paper towel, it picks most of it up. And again, I'm allowing there to be little blotches here and there. And so here's the results. This is the Game Wash. You can see kind of some little blotchy areas. I think it looks great. That is the shoe polish. And that's the acrylic paint. So next, I'm going to do some dry brushing. And I started with a darker gray, and then I'll finish with this lighter gray. And again, this is just, I had these in the drawer. They're not any special or magical gray. It's just what I had. Now, on the bottom of this thing, I didn't actually coat the bottom because it's going to be sitting on the diorama base, and so I don't need to do that, but you can coat the entire thing if you want. Now, again, for dry brushing, don't be intimidated by this. You can see I actually got a little too much on that left-hand side already, but that's okay because I can always come back with a little bit darker wash, and in fact, I will. So I'm going to go around the entire edge of this, and I think something that's really fun about doing this is watching that edge just come to life and the beautiful highlight, and it starts giving dimension and shape. And really all I'm doing is really lightly, barely dragging it across the rock, and it's doing some really great stuff. So again, don't be intimidated by this. Give it a shot. I think you'll be surprised by the results. All right, once I got a nice first pass of dry brushing, I'm going to go back in with the wash and add some little random stains throughout the piece of concrete. Again, concrete typically has these just weird spills, or maybe somebody dropped a Starbucks drink. So just be random about it and have fun with it. So I've got this pigment powder. Again, I just have this, so you could use pastels and grind them up. And it's just kind of a rust brown color, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to see if there's a little dirt that built up on the sidewalk there. I thought, what if it had some little green mold kind of growing on the sidewalk? So I just took this green, again, I think it was called leaf green. It doesn't really matter to me. It was just a green that I'm watering down. And I'm going to just, it's so watered down that it's just going to give a little hint of tinting across the ground as though maybe there's a little bit of mold buildup. And this is up to you, how much you want to play around with this, how much layering you want. I think sometimes it could be too much, but I think this is actually pretty nice and pretty fun. I'm going to try this streaking here that I have. Again, it's a material that I had, so I thought, let's just try it and see what it does. I kind of like it. It looks a little bit similar to the black wash that I added on the first piece. So, again, do you need to buy this expensive stuff? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It started getting a little dark because I was playing with all the layering, so I'm just going to take some lighter gray and do a little bit of dry brushing over the top of that again, and just kind of working back and forth. And it's coming together, and really, I think for a diorama base, this is going to work really nice. Now, I realize there are a lot of other ways to do this. I saw a guy that actually took little concrete and put it on a paper plate, or it was like plaster, and then he like dropped it and broke it, and there were like these little thin pieces. Yeah, you can totally do stuff like that. I think the purpose of this video is I want you to experiment. I want you to try. Like, don't be afraid of what's out there. So yeah, I think this looks great. Okay, so I know this is not an earth-shattering tutorial, but I hope it is helpful. And I think for me, one of the biggest takeaways is I want you as the audience to not fear trying stuff. I think sometimes we almost get paralyzed by, oh, what if it doesn't work and I don't know what, it's a piece of styrofoam. Like, have fun with it. Also, don't get so stuck on like, what was that gray that they used? What was the, like I showed, we can use all different kinds of materials from super cheap to kind of expensive stuff. And I think a lot of times you can get similar effects. So yeah, go out there, have fun, make something awesome. I'll do a couple little close-up shots of this just so you can see it. And I know it's not a toy, but as always, it is a great day to be a toy nerd. Have a great one.